Hello and welcome to the Invested American Podcast, episode number 7. I hope everyone is doing great today. We're got a special show here for you today. Excited to be here with my son Alexander as always. Alex, good to have you here. And we've got a great guest today with us and a personal friend and a person that's been in the business with us for a long time, Mr. Jeff Milburn. Jeff, how you feeling, brother?
Great, man.
Good. Fired up to have you here.
Fired up to be here.
Awesome. Well, on today's episode, Alex, I know we got a lot to talk about. I know that Jeff is dear to you as well. How's business going for you guys this week? How's things going?
It's going great. It's been a great week, 4th of July week. Obviously we took off the 4th of July, so it's been kind of a scattered week because we were back in the office Wednesday, booking for Thursday and Friday. But
Absolutely.
it's been a great week.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I feel the same way, man. You know, it's funny. I was with some family over the weekend, and I was at the pool. You know, and I had a client that I've been working since last November. That's actually you and me client out of Texas.
Okay, great. Okay,
and
yeah.
You know, I had a video Zoom call. Got away from the family and did the Zoom call. And we helped the guy out with some investment deal that we've been working for a long time.
There we go. Always moving.
Always moving, man.
So Jeff, me and Alex, every episode, we talk. People know who we are. Tell our viewers here a little bit. Why are you the highlight agent for us for the month? Tell everyone who Jeff Milburn is. A little bit about Jeff.
Yeah, a little bit about me. I've been in the industry for over 7 years. Allie is obviously my mentor that I've learned so much over the years that I deeply appreciate you and all you do and your family. Especially I've got to know Alex over the years from a little kid to now a grown adult,
so he's a little different.
Yeah. So, and his business is moving in humongous strides at his age. I've tried to really train him some of the stuff that I've learned from you or other mentors that I've passed on to Alex to have success. So that's a little bit about me in the industry. Obviously, I'm a big sports fan. I played baseball pretty much all through school, played a little bit after school. Sports nut, pretty much you would say. Sure. I'm a big OU fan.
Absolutely.
So football's around the corner, Ollie. I can't believe the summer is moving, but it's around the corner. Obviously my goal, I had some goals that were very lofty for the month of June.
Sure.
And I set those numbers to try to achieve. Well, one of those goals I achieved in literally 1 week, Ollie.
Nice.
And it's just blown away what the accomplishment that I did. And then going forward, you told me, hey, Jeff, don't stop. This is the 1st of June. And I didn't. I kept my head down, and at the end of June, the number was literally double the first number. So
I just want to say, I think that what we're talking about here, and Alex, we've discussed this on the last couple shows. We've had some really solid momentum since SWAT. When we've come back, we've really had some people put some focus together, right? And you and Jeff have already spent a lot of time together. I know that when you qualified for the Rookie Agent of the Year with the United National Life, you also had Jeff come with you as kind of being the person to go with you on that trip. So you guys have spent a lot of time together. Then when we went to SWAT, I believe you guys spent a lot of time at SWAT together. Mm-hmm. What do you think? I mean, you've worked with Jeff now. You mentored with him at a prior organization as well. What do you think are some of the things that some of your greatest takeaways working with Jeff, and what some things you think he brings for some of the success he's had?
Yeah, I'm grateful for you, Jeff. I really am, man. When I first started in the business, Jeff was a really big mentor to me. When I first started, he was probably with Strong 3 or 4 years.
Sure.
And, he's taught me so much about the whole business to begin with. And then even more expanding my knowledge, I wasn't really educated on annuities. So sitting down with Jeff in houses, him going over annuities with clients and helping them out in different ways with their investments and things has just opened up my mind and how I can help clients even more rather than just the life and health side.
Sure.
So I'm grateful for that. Just the whole part. I'm really,
because what you're saying then, in your opinion, and I want to obviously have you jump in and see how do you feel when you hear him say things like that. But so what you're saying is when you say he's opened your mind up, you've now kind of had some aha moments, maybe, of, man, this business has a lot more greater opportunity than just trying to stay simple on just one stream.
He's solid, man. He's a solid guy.
What do you think?
Well, man, Alex, thank you. That from the bottom of my heart, man. I love you, bro.
I love you too, man.
Thank thank you for the kind words. Over the years, Ollie, I think that I've learned more, but I've had tremendous growth, and reading up on stuff, learning from people, learning from different insurance conferences that we go to, and then finding out from the client. We're not going into a client's home or a business, and we're not selling them something. We're trying to help a client out and to show them the concern we have for them and let them see the concern. Yep. That's one of the biggest things that I go into and start with. I think my annuity businesses took off in a rapid area because I'm asking them the goals of what they're trying to achieve before I go into a pitch on an actual product. So finding out the goals, I will say, as a new agent, if you're running into someone that has money, and asking them what they want to happen, if they need income or if they just want to have growth and security. So those are some of the big things I do when I'm visiting with someone about money.
Love it. Alexander, when we before we started the show, you and I were kind of talking about questions to ask Jeff. So I know there's just a host of stuff that we want to ask. I just want to say again, as we kind of go through this show, please like, subscribe this, share this content with others as we continue to build our brand. And we have studs like Jeff Milburn on our team, who obviously this month is our highlight agent of the month. So as we kind of go through this, I'll ask this next question, then we'll have Alexander ask you another one. I want you to dive into what you have found. Like, what was it? We talk about getting referrals. Every week I feel like Alexander references Pete Fournier. Pete Fournier said this. Pete Fournier said that, And I love it because it's all good stuff, right. What do you think has been your thing? Because you've also really started to expand your referral business as being your primary bread and butter. What are some of the strategies you're utilizing now? What are you doing that you think is really helping on the referral side?
Yeah, so when I'm going through what are called our needs assessment or our fact finder,
sure.
I'm talking about how I help lots of people in their area or other family. And so it's helping me as I go down talking about referrals and how I could help someone else in their family after I finish with them.
Great.
And so I think, I have one story just to give you an example, Ollie, a gentleman that his wife passed away earlier in the year.
Okay.
And he had some of her money that was just sitting there that needed help with. And
sure.
So his daughter came to the meeting, his son came to the meeting, and then another family member. And so they hadn't moved the money yet, so I helped them move the money. Well, I did a tremendous amount of work for this gentleman. He's 78, and then he referred me to his son.
Okay.
So then that referral for his son, then I helped his son out.
Wait. So he refers you to his son, and you weren't scared to call his son up and see what his son's going to say?
No.
We didn't come from fear now, did we?
No, there wasn't any really.
We talked about, I think, even last week we talked about
I built some relationship up with that gentleman, and so he referred me to his friend, and so I met with his friend, and his friend had some money, and so I helped his friend move some money. Well, then his son referred me to another friend of the family.
Okay.
Everyone kind of knows everyone, and this gentleman is going to be retiring in the next 3 years, but there's a tremendous amount of money that I helped him out with recently that's now turned into another couple referrals down the road for me. So your question about referrals, I think I've just got in my mind how important referrals are. Mm-hmm. You don't have to pay any money for a lead. You don't have to go solicit a call. You've got a referral train that just keeps on happening if you do a good job for someone.
If you do a good job.
Yes, a good job. Tell them what you're going to do and stick to your word on that.
That's the fact. Last week I think we were talking about on the phone too. I think, Alex, even every one of your appointments now, we're gathering more referrals through the appointments, right? Mm-hmm. Because we're just being more conscientious of it. And I think that's it. The reason why referrals can be so powerful, is because when you do a good job, they're going to tell other people. Yeah. It's going to happen because you've created security in someone's life. And security is one of the greatest things that we offer people in this business, So,
I'm going to tell one real quick other story, Ollie, on a referral is I have a client that I've had for many years about 3 hours away. Okay. And I was at her home helping her out. Her daughter was there. Well, her daughter is a referral now that I've got off of
Absolutely.
the mother.
Love that.
I've helped with some 401k stuff. And then her daughter referred me to another lady in Texas.
Beautiful.
That I've helped out. So, yeah, being consistent, always acting. Don't be scared to ask for a referral. You know, I mean, we're helping them out, and we can help somebody else out.
Yep.
So,
love that.
You know, I think that you've helped me over the years of being more conscientious about talking to people about other people that they are in their circle.
Yeah,
you know,
love that. You were gonna say
Yeah,
something
Jeff.
about
Kind of go back to about your referrals. Obviously,
Yeah.
You explained a little bit of the importance. I want you to expand a little bit more on how important referrals is for your business in general, this past month and months before.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's dramatically helped me hit my goal in that first week of June, and then literally doubling that number at the end of June to hit you know, a goal that I never thought would achieve even in 6 months.
Right.
You know, so that's how big a referral train can be. And then the other thing is, as a new agent, we want to get in front of people, and everyone's like, hey, go buy some leads, go, you know, spend $400, $500. What if you just had one referral that referred you to someone that, like the stories that I'm telling you, or getting on a non-responder list that you're spending hours on hours of disconnected numbers, or you know, you can't get a hold of somebody, and then you show up and they're not there. But you have a referral group that helps you out with these goals that you're trying to achieve. So, man, it's so powerful, Alex. You know.
You've taught me that too.
right.
For real.
Right.
That's great.
Right.
When we went out in the field together, you taught me a lot of that.
Yeah.
It's a game changer for sure.
It is a game changer, man. You know, I as a new age in this business, because I was there at one point with you all years ago, and I didn't really take it all in about a referral. I was so involved in the non-responder, just you know, and lead. You know,
it is,
and then you know, adapting to that now. You
know, I think it's like you get consumed. Like if you're in the moment, you're always just buying leads. Well, I just buy leads. That's just how I set my appointments. I just buy leads.
Right.
Like you have to slow down, right, and say, okay, I'm going to focus on getting referrals. And to do that, what needs to change in my presentation? Right. What needs to change in my delivery? What needs to change in my actions?
Right.
You know, and when you do that, that helps in creating that game-changing moment in your business. I mean, when I was involved and I was out in the field selling insurance, it was forever changing. I mean, literally, I went from, I got to book 15 appointments to get in front of 10 to sell 3, to literally, I book 9 to 12 appointments a week because I keep all 9 to 12 appointments a week. And I sell, if I have 9 to 12 appointments, I probably sold 15 to 18 applications. Yeah. I mean, week after week after week, because that's what the referral game really does for you. It's just big time.
It's tremendous. You know, it was funny, Ollie. I had a call last night from a client that came through at about 9:30, almost 10 o'clock.
Okay.
And it's this gentleman that actually me and Alex are helping right now.
Okay.
In somewhere south Oklahoma. And I talked to him earlier in the week, but his girlfriend called me last night. Well, she needs some help in her Medicare space.
Great.
And so, you know, she's like, my rate's getting high.
That's
and
right.
so, you know, I hadn't told this to Alex this morning yet, but I've been up late talking to her last night.
Just found out.
Alex just found out.
I was like, okay,
we're gonna be, you know, we're gonna save her over about $177 a month, and then we're gonna apply some other coverages to her plan. But yeah, man, you know, we've been helping this gentleman out. Me and Alex have met her before, but now she's calling me at 9:30 at night. You know.
It's
we
crazy.
need some help.
It is.
So.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Kind of touch on what you just said. I had a call as well. What I had told you yesterday.
Yes, I know.
At
so
like
cool.
9:30 last night when I was finishing up at the gym because I went late that day. Still working on, obviously, working out every morning. I've been getting better. I think it's like an every other day. It's starting to get it's starting to get every day, which is great.
You're getting habitual with it. You gotta get habitual with it. I love that.
But no, I had a call at 9:30 and I set up an appointment with a lady that I've been trying to get a hold of. And then she was getting her hair done, and the hairstylist said, or the client told me the hairstylist was wanting to look at some life insurance as well. So I set up the appointment with 10 o'clock with her on Monday, and the hairstylist is coming as well. So I think it all goes back to a referral.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm starting to ask now, when I'm setting up appointments with people, if you have friends or family that, you know, may need something looked at with some of their life insurance or health coverages, you know, they're more than welcome to come sit at the appointment as well. Because now the client may start asking around or asking a family member, you know, you need help with this, and this, maybe, and then they'll join.
Yeah. Right. And you're not coming from fear, Alexander.
Right.
In your process, because again, you know, what if they start talking to other people? Maybe they'll be discouraged. You got to always come from the place of plentiful.
Right.
You know, just abundance, man.
What's the worst they can tell you?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You do a great job of not taking it personal.
Yeah,
you do a great job of it.
It never hurts to ask.
Yeah.
Just another opportunity to help someone else as well.
Yeah, you never know where you're going to run into something, Ollie. Like, you know, I mean, you could be at a restaurant, you could be at the grocery store and just in line with someone, you know, conversation together. That's about a new agent. Don't be scared to talk to people.
Yep.
Don't be scared to knock on a door that you don't know what's going to behind the door, you know. Don't be scared of that situation.
That's right. You know. When we're talking about this, it triggers me to think, you know, I think the whole referral thing is also not just about the mindset. I think that it's like, you know, for you to, you know, you've been really psycho about goals. You're psycho about your financial goals. You're psycho about your referral goals. You know, you've got this whole new thing that you've been doing for the last several months about just your commitment to working out and where your headspace is on that. You know, obviously, Alex, it's bled with you. You know, you're talking about it too. When you're going to work out, be more diligent on certain things and be more intentional. Yeah. You know. Where does that hunger come from? Where you know, what's that desire? What would you tell a new agent? You know, I mean, about, you know, where are you connected to why this is happening for you? Because you can have highs and lows, but how do you stay in that space of hunger, that desire?
Yeah, I mean, for me, one thing is God.
Okay, great.
You know, I pray a lot. And then, obviously, I just have a mindset and a determination and just a heart to help other people.
Sure.
I think that's a big thing to me, you know, and then having that goal that I want to achieve, whatever it is. If it's, hey man, I want to run another mile that I haven't been to, I'm going to do everything it takes to get to that next mile. Or if I'm going to lift, you know, another 100 pounds, what am I going to do to get there? So, I don't know. From very young age, Ollie, I have been taught by my grandpa and my dad, you know, how to work.
Okay.
And nothing is given to me.
Right.
You know, I've had help along the way a little bit from, you know, them, but nothing was been given to me. My grandpa owned a side business on the side and was in the oil and gas field. And so he came home and had a second phone line at noon to take the business calls. And then he would come home after work and work on the business. So that has been taught to me from a very young age. The discipline you have to have, the hard work it goes into, and to never give up.
Yeah.
I know we all want to give up. I know we all want to give up at a certain point. And I've had times in my life that I just like want to throw in the towel. And you know, me and Alex, we watch videos a lot, and people talking about like throwing in the towel. But you know, I've never thrown in the towel, and you just have to work. It's a lot of hard work.
It's consistent.
Yeah, but, it is. You know, I think my family has taught me, you know, about some of those things that you work for, and you have to get in the trenches and you have to work. Yeah. You know, and that's in everything in your life.
Sure, that's right.
That's relationships, that's marriage, that's working out, that's a business.
I love it. So. You know, Alex, you talked about it on a couple podcasts ago, some of the content on your TikTok feed or whatever the case might be. You know?
Yeah.
What is it that you've got on your feed? What is some of the stuff that you know you're putting in, you know, because I know it piggybacks on what Jeff's done.
Like I said last episode, I showed Jeff, obviously, Andy Elliott, that's going to be at 8%, which Jeff was pretty hype up about, which I was too. It's a game changer, though, you know? Like, the objections that he overcomes, that Cody overcomes, that Andy overcomes. Objections that Brad Lee, that he's having an 8% overcomes. It's a game changer. You put these things in your head, and if a client throws an objection to you, you know how to take that objection and try to overcome it, right? And try to help the client out.
Yes, that's right.
To go back to your question that you had asked about how you keep a motivation and stuff. Yeah. what I always told myself is this is right after 8% last year, but it kind of my whole mind switched kind of after SWAT and the Ultimate Agent.
Great.
Is that if you're an average agent, right, and you're sitting at $1,000, $2,000 a week, you're going to keep living the same average life that you're going to keep living. It's not going to change.
Yep.
The only person that's going to change your success and your future is you, right? You're going to keep living the same average life. So that's exactly what I was doing, right? Even though I'm living at the house or whatever, it's still like the amount of income and success I want to have in the future. It just starts with me, and I can't satisfy myself with making $1,000, $2,000 a week. You know, I want to make sure I'm helping as many people as I can and grow my business to places it's ever been before.
Absolutely.
You know? So it's just you got to flip your own head. Yeah. You know, you're going to continue to stay in the same spot if you're not going to go change. So
well said. It's powerful. That's
day by day, 10 years are going to go by and you're still in the same spot, and you're going to regret that you didn't do it 10 years ago. Or you should have started.
Yeah, I mean, he's spot on about the mindset. You know, he mentioned SWAT. You know,
and he's saying this and he's 19.
Yeah. I mean, but he's right. You know, flipping in a switch, you can be like, at your home, and then something happens where your kid is sick. What are you going to do because even when your kid is sick at home? How can you still go through with your day and flip your mind because you're worrying about your child sick? What can you do? Yep. So you really have to train your mind in such a way that, to make things happen.
Yeah, for sure.
And Alex is correct. I mean, you have a goal 1 week of $1,000 and you don't hit it. What are you going to do the next week to hit that 1,000? Or if you had a goal of 2,000 and you hit it, what are you going to do the next week to push your number?
Yep.
That's true. People will put down a goal, right? A number on a goal, and the same week, continued weeks, they just won't hit it.
Right.
Right? Like, why is that your goal then?
Right.
Like, let's put an obtainable goal so you can go over there and achieve that goal and keep building, what.
That's well said, Alexander. That's well said. That's right. Yeah.
Because that's not your goal. You're just saying that you're going to do that.
Right.
Just to make it look good with everyone around.
You're just going through the motions. Right. You're not really truly being intentional. Right. Yeah, I love that. It's success leaves clues. Yeah. A big theme that we've been talking about, I feel like on every episode, is just copycatting something that works. Mm-hmm. And when Alex talks about you and the time that he has spent with you and what he's learned, I feel that's what he's learning. Okay, here's some simple copycat strategies that I could build my business. It's not rocket science. Right. Just role model what someone else has already done. Right. It's powerful. Did you want to?
Yeah, Jeff. Obviously, what we've been talking about with you today. This past month, obviously, your best and most successful month ever, which is amazing. Right. What do you feel like was your main X factor or takeaway that really made you have the best month?
Man, I mean, it was back to the referral. Okay. Mm-hmm. We talked about over and over again about the referral, but that's what made my month be the best month that I've ever had in this industry, is because of the referral. Sometimes I didn't listen to Ollie necessarily years ago about the referral. I didn't know how important it was. Oh, yeah. But, after some of these conferences we've been and then talking to Ollie and talking about referrals, it's just changed my mind.
Sure. Yeah.
And I think, Alex, it's that. It's changing my mind focus on how I go about business for the month of June. Mm-hmm. I think those are the two big things that I come out of it. And then attitude, routine, attitude, be grateful, be blessed for what you have. Yeah. I think that my mind has just shifted, Ollie. Yeah. I mean, it's just adapting to and being in a routine. I write things down or I put them on my phone now. Like, okay, I'm going to pray when I get out of bed. I'm going to go to the gym, and then I'm going to eat some breakfast or have a protein shake or whatever it is, and then my day starts. Wherever I'm going, or if I'm going to the office or whatever it is, having a routine and sticking to your routine, not getting out of your routine. And, you have to change your routine here and there, but being in that routine and then, following it each day. Yeah.
You got to be consistent.
Those are being consistent. I think those are the things that have changed for me from June until now.
Yeah.
And then I'll say, man, I'm off a pretty good start for July so far. You know,
he's a beast.
I mean, I've had some success early in July so far, and but.
I'll say this too. I think another piece, and I want to say that at the Invested American, one of our goals is to help each agent that is on our team to really create a level of independence and their own stardom. The Invested American is a vehicle, is an organization that helps launch you to where you want to go. Yeah. And that's what we really pride ourselves on being for agents. And for clients, obviously, is to create that security during the retirement years, and provide the services that we offer. I think another critical piece, Alexander, for you and for you, Jeff, I think in the last several months is relationships. Alexander knows that this business isn't the end all be all with his dad. Right. His dad isn't insurance. Right. Insurance is far bigger than his dad, and the relationships he can have are far greater than me. Right. You as a veteran agent, I even feel like in the last year, being with us, working together, you've been able to establish your own outside relationships and start expanding your own stuff to where you're not feeling like you're just limited in the Invested American box. The Invested American is an opportunity to grow and build and have multiple relationships. And I think both of you guys have had great fortune with some great people in the industry to start spending time with, talking with, and establish relationships with.
That's why I think like 8% and SWAT is just it's a great thing to go to. Yeah. Just like what you're saying. I think networking, getting out, meeting new people, people that are successful in the industry, learning what they do, and copying what works.
Yeah, and I don't think, Ollie, it's a bad thing to copy what other people are doing, man. I think it's a good thing. Yeah. Learn from them. Watch videos. As a new agent, soak everything in that you can.
Yeah.
Be a sponge.
Be a sponge. Yes. And that's one thing that I learned from some of these events. Soak it in, man. Yeah. Maybe pass it on to a new agent. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But the networking, like Alex is saying, you're meeting people all over the U.S.
Sure. That are successful.
That are humongously successful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think relationships is a big deal.
Yeah.
Expanding your horizon outside of your circle.
Yeah.
I think that's a powerful.
Yeah, I do too. Tony Robbins says, we get rewarded in public for what we do in private.
Yeah.
Let me say it again. We get rewarded in public for what we do in private. I think that's profound because everyone wants to be like the guy on stage, or everyone wants to be the first person on the leaderboard, but it's all the work that you don't know about.
Right.
Alex, how many times this week did you come home after 5, 6 o'clock this week from being out selling insurance?
I think all 3 days when I was on the field.
And what time are you starting?
8 a.m.
Okay. So literally, you're consuming half your day in this career that you're investing time and energy in. Jeff, I was talking to a couple agents the other day across the country with some agents that we have, and and they were like, "Man, I saw Jeff's name on the group me. I'm like, "Yeah, that guy's just crazy." And she goes, "Yeah, but man, how's he doing it?" I said, "I'll tell you how he's doing it. Like he shows up to the house like he's done for the day at like 10:30 and 11 at night, but then he's back in the car at 7:30, like energized, ready to go."
Right.
And it's consistently like that. I mean, you're not having good success. You're not having great success. You are having incredible success. But that's because you're putting incredible time in when people aren't looking. Yeah. When people don't see the work.
Well, it's just like last night. I was still talking to clients at 9:30, just like Alex was.
Yeah.
When you own a business, Ollie, your business doesn't ever close.
Nope. It does not, sir.
It doesn't ever close, and so it's always open. And so, yes, you have your personal life or your family that you that's outside of your business that you have time with and that type of thing. But your business never closed. So, new agents are like, "Oh, how's he doing this?"
Yeah.
Or everything. Yeah. Well, the door's always open.
Yep.
Sometimes you have to work longer hours in your business. And you have to get up earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You do.
I think that's one of the things that the success is happening because I'm spending more time and putting in the hard work.
Sure. Well, I think a great example of that, Jeff Alexander, is today. So today we're recording this episode on a Saturday morning. This Saturday, we're recording the show. We're doing AHIP training for all our agents that want to do AHIP training. We're also booking appointments for Monday, but also recording this show at 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Yeah. Why? Because we all have different things going on. And if we're committed to providing certain products and do certain things, we don't get to cancel or not do it. We got it. The show must go on,
right.
So we get to record this. Theory was here way before all of us, as she always is, setting everything up.
Right.
So she had to get here before that to make sure things get over. There's so many moving parts, and I'm just grateful for all you guys, but that's, I feel, part of what you're talking about here. People don't know that stuff. Oh, this show was probably done at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was no big deal. No, everything has to be fit in.
Yeah.
We have to take time for everything.
I think what Jeff was saying about hard work, and people see the group me, oh, Jeff's doing this and that. How is he doing it? It's not rocket science what Jeff's doing, right? It's not. He's just willing to work harder than the other person, right? An agent comes in the office at, let's say, 9 o'clock in the morning and leaves at 3, and they're not even booked. Well, Jeff's going to make sure he's booked before he leaves the office. It's not rocket science. He's doing the hard work to be successful. That's all it is.
Yeah, and I'll say this, Alex and Ollie, there's no secret sauce in this industry. There is no secret sauce. Let me repeat that. There's no secret sauce.
Yes, sir.
It's a lot of hard work.
Mm-hmm. It is.
I mean, it's simple in that. Just putting your head down, focusing on what you're trying to help somebody else out, and the reward will come.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Jim Rohn. And Jim Rohn had a talk that he did, and he spoke about enjoying the moment in every experience. Feel it, touch it, smell it. I know that through my career, through my life, I've struggled at times. I know the principle, but it's hard to enjoy the moment sometimes when you're in the storm of everything else that's going on. What would you... each of y'all, what would you advise, a new agent? Like, how do they, through the storm, enjoy the moment, buy into the process? Allen Iverson, follow the process, what? Yeah, I guess I'll just leave it at that for both of y'all.
Yeah, I'll go. So through the storm, right, all the hard work, you got to take time for yourself. I feel like that's what it comes back to. Spending time with your family, going to church, working out, getting away from the business, right? You say a storm, right? So you're in the storm, right, throughout the week. On the weekends, take a break, right? When you're not working, just draw your mind away from insurance, because like everyone have said in this industry, it can be a lonely industry, right? And you just need to draw yourself away from it, spend time with your family, just keep yourself occupied. That's not something insurance, because if all your mind is insurance, you could get a little stressed out.
That's true.
So just take time away. Do things that keep your mind away from it. I feel like that's
great.
Yeah. That's what I have to do. Like, I go play golf, go work out, do things that draw my mind away from it, because I'm always working.
So it gives you a mental break.
Yeah, mental break.
I love that. It gives you mental peace. I love that, Alex.
Yeah, and I think that's spot on. I think sometimes I struggle at it because, Alex, my mind is always moving. It's always moving, and so I'm thinking of another idea over here, and what I'm going to do next week. And so and sometimes I'm like you. Hey, you got to go play golf or go work out. Sometimes I just have to shut my brain down, Ollie, or figure a way to shut it down, because it's always like, oh, I could do this, or I could keep going. And you have to spend time with your circle or your family and kids. It's just order,
It is.
And sometimes, especially for me, it's just hard because I'm wanting to keep going.
If we're all here and, we all get to glorify God, do great work, help many people and all this stuff, we got to remember our own story.
Yeah.
And if we're so stressed sometimes, we miss the story that we're in. That's the treasure.
Yeah.
It's the opportunity. Getting together today to get this podcast going, it was another family day at home. There were things that we had to do at home. There's things we got back here, me, Alexander, and Theory. We're going over, so it's just family stuff gets in the middle of it all too.
Right.
So but what they say, that's like, man, how awesome, I'm here with my family.
Right.
You know, we're doing a podcast with a highlight agent who's a dear friend. You know,
Right.
so many good things happening. We got to remember, because in everyone's life, the same things happen. They got great things happening inside of all their stuff they got going on.
Right.
And they just have to enjoy those treasures, because that makes the story that much sweeter.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, any other thoughts or questions we want to leave with our agents today? You know?
Yeah, Jeff, they've heard it from me and you, right, on how to, for a starting agent, right, what is the best way you would ask for a referral or for referrals?
So, you know, as I'm going, like I said, I was going through our needs assessment, the fact finder, and talking about it more. That would be one example that I would.
What does that look like?
You know, so, like,
Yeah.
if you're talking about their Medicare and saying, hey, Miss Jones, I'm sure you have friends that are on Medicare. I'm sure that, you know, they might need some guidance, or they might be paying too high for their plan. You know,
Right.
I'd love to visit with them or get a name and phone number at the end of our conversation. So I'm talking about that. Or, you know, when I get into talking about long-term care or home health care situation,
Yep.
I'm sure you know, Ms. Jones, that, you know, you have a friend that maybe is in a community or that type of thing.
Or needs home health
Yeah,
care.
you know, and I ran into a lady yesterday that actually we helped, but her husband is now in a memory care facility, and she's paying $4,700 a month to keep this gentleman alive.
Oh, boy.
And it's literally, Alex, it's sucking his whole retirement to pay for that. And so all she's living off of is now her Social Security and her pension. That is it. And so big talks about that. Like, hey, I'm sure. And so that story hit from yesterday talking about her husband. So I'm sure she knows someone else in her family. And like, you know, it's the same thing when you're talking about life insurance. I'm sure, you know, you have someone that passed away that maybe didn't have coverage for their family, and their family had to actually pay out of pocket.
Sure.
So giving examples of different people that are in their circle that maybe have experienced that, that, you know, it would be great for me to sit down and visit with them. So as a new agent, I would start asking those questions as you're going down.
So you're asking multiple times through the fact finder needs assessment.
Yeah, so multiple times, and then when you get to the very end, and if you've helped them, you congratulate them, and then you go into your talk about referrals. If you didn't help them, then you're going to give a kind of a different pitch in that area.
Okay.
But when you get finished with a fact finder, I always say, you know, I talked about it you told me about Joan, you know, she's dealing with this over here.
Yep.
You know, I'd love to get Joan's number and visit with her. Or, hey, you got a beneficiary Ollie off of the life insurance that's the son, that is the son. Hey, I want to, Miss Jones, I know I helped you with your life insurance. I'm going to call your son and let him know that we got you set up so that he doesn't have to pay out any out-of-pocket expenses. So I'd like to make sure that I have his number. I'm going to, and so then that turns into someone that you're actually a referral there, Alex, that you're helping out.
From the beneficiaries.
You know, so as a new agent, I would kind of strategize that way. And then sometimes, Ollie, I just sit there. I ask them at the end, and I look deep into their eyes, and I don't say anything. And it might get awkward for a new agent that way, and they just want to pack up and hit the road. But, you know, if you do that, sometimes it gets them to thinking in their brain, oh, I do remember so-and-so.
I couldn't agree more.
Sometimes I'll tell them to pull out their cell phone, and I know you talk to someone on a regular basis, or you text, hey, you know, I'd love to visit with, you know, who that is on a, you know, the first call that you usually make in the day. So there's a lot of, as a new agent, a lot of avenues that you can do as you're going through the fact finder, or even at the close, to gather more.
You're a beast, bro.
He is. It's good stuff. By the way, Jeff, great shirt. How about that shirt for this episode?
Thank you.
So Best American Golf. Okay.
I chose to wear this today. I wore this over the 4th of July, but I love the flags on it.
Yeah.
So
it's nice,
kind of an invested American theme.
Yeah, love it, dude. Well, this month is going to be our 1-year anniversary for the Invested American. And we're just grateful for you to have just the best month in our company's history. Thanks a lot to you and your hard work this past month. So we appreciate that. Alexander, I love doing these shows with you, and I'm grateful to have you and be able to do the Invested American podcast together. Theory, as always, you're awesome. You kill it every single week. And I just got to tell you, I enjoy, the work that's going on with all these podcasts. Every week, your work just continues to stockpile and get better. I'm forever grateful. To go from knowing nothing to what you're doing is just special. We're just Alex and I are so grateful. I know Jeff's grateful too. Yes. Guys, please keep staying tuned in. If you want also a free coaching session with Jeff, I know that you can contact us. We'll make sure you get in contact with Jeff. Jeff, what's a cell number people can also reach out to you?
918-605-6390. You can send me give me a call or send me a text message. I'll be glad to visit with you.
Yeah. We're always recruiting at the Invested American, and Jeff is building his own organization and doing a lot of great things. And please feel free to reach out to him. Reach out to us as a family team here at TIA. And please subscribe and share this contact with others. Thanks, Alexander. Thanks, Jeff, for the show today. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.